In this podcast episode, we're going to ask the question: is your market overly saturated with cheap detailers, and what you can do about it? This is the Detailing Business Class Podcast. And a quick note before we get into the episode is about Jobber. Jobber is the software we've been using in our detailing business for the past 3+ years. So we use it to keep track of customers' information, to schedule customers in, keep track of employee hours, and just a bunch of features that we use. Like when we are driving to the customer location, we click 2 buttons and it sends a "we're on our way" text message. The way we are able to confirm customers' appointments is through Jobber. It automatically sends a email 3 days before the appointment, and then a text message 2 days before the appointment. And then we're able to see in Jobber if they clicked on the confirmation. And if they don't, we go take action and personally reach out. But we have a bit of automation in there because of Jobber. So again, we use a lot of their features, and it helps us just kind of streamline our business and our operation. So if you want to give Jobber a try, you can click the link down below in the show notes, or if you're watching this on YouTube, on the description box, and you'll get a 14-day free trial plus 20% off your first 6 months of Jobber. Again, we've been using it for 3 years in our business. So go ahead and check it out in the show notes or in the description box down below. So now let's get started with the episode. And welcome back to another podcast episode. We're going to talk on a hot topic about your market, your area, and whether or not competition, other detailers actually have an influence or a factor to your ability to grow your business or just to even start your business. Because as you see here in the episode, where a lot of comments or DMs that I get about competition, other detailers, it makes it seem like, it's impossible to start, or like, oh my God, like I'm late to the game, where, I have to go and like I'm the small little fish in the big ocean. And it's just simply not the case. So let's go ahead and get started. I have my iPad right here. So there's two main things that I always hear. Well, a lot of things that I hear, but I always hear detailers say, oh, there's too many cheap detailers in my area. I can't compete with them on pricing. Or it's hard to raise my prices when a customer can go down the street and get the same service for half the price. And the problem with that type of thinking is it's just a limited belief that you have. And basically what it, like when I say limited belief, it's like you put this own restriction on what you're able to achieve or do or whatever, simply based on a thought of what you think is stopping you. That sounds like a lot of mumbo jumbo, but basically it's like, who's to say that because there's so many cheap detailers, you can't charge more? Who's to say that because there's so many detailers, you can't go and be successful? Like, who is saying you can't do that other than yourself? No one, right? It's you made up that notion in your head to where you think that's it and that's all you can do. And it's like, oh yeah, there's too many detailers in my area, I guess I can't start. It's like, who said that? Who said that there's too many detailers, right? Like, who's saying you can't charge more? Who's saying that you can't do whatever you want to do? It's literally yourself saying, oh, well, there's too many detailers. Says who? How many are there actually? How many detailers are there in your area? Do you know the exact amount? Do you know how many customers that they have? Do you know how much they're making? Do you know how many potential customers there are in your area? Because I can guarantee you, if you 10x everyone's business right now, there's still plenty of work to go around. But because you yourself said, oh no, well, there's too many detailers, it's hard to be successful now. Says who? How do you know that most of the detailers are doing the right thing, that are properly marketing their business, that are properly bringing in customers and making money? How do you know everyone is doing it right? Who says you can't come in and do it better, right? Who's to say that? Literally yourself. So when I hear things like, oh, there's too many cheap detailers in my area, it's like, well, why are you comparing yourself to a cheap detailer, right? Are you saying you don't offer a better service or a better experience or a better anything than the cheap detailer down the road? Is that your baseline of comparison? Right? That you're going to go all the way to the cheap detailer, the one that cuts corners, the one that, assuming, right? I'm just making up an example here, but the one that, doesn't do all the proper steps and that leaves streaks and that leaves, holograms and that, doesn't have a care for the customer experience and that that's who you're comparing yourself to. That's the person that's holding you back. That's the person that isn't allowing you to be successful. Is that what you're telling me right there? That's obviously that's a big no. Like, of course they're not. So in every market, in every industry, right? In every market, in every industry, I don't care what you're thinking about, right? Barbers, HVAC, plumbers, pest control, chiropractors, doctors, dentists, landscapers, architects, and whatever it is, right? 80% of the businesses have a low to average pricing, while 20% offer the premium services, right? And I'm just talking very, very, in general right now, like super just generalities. But what I'm getting at is like in most industries, most businesses, they're just average, right? And then you have the smaller portion of that industry that actually offers premium services, that offers it at a premium price point, that offers a premium customer experience. So it's like everyone has the same problem of, you know, how do we stand out for the crowd? How do we actually offer a premium service? How do we actually, do more than what everyone else is doing? Right? In every industry, in every business, every vertical, they're going to have that same question. They're going to have that same problem. So what camp do you want to be in? Do you want to be in the average camp or do you want to be in the premium camp? It's totally up to you. You are in control of that decision. You are in control of what path you take on. But if you just start already with like, there's too many detailers now. It's like, it's so hard for me to start now because, oh my God, they've been in business for 7 years. It's like the reality is all detailers are small fish, right? If a detailer's been in business for 10 years, let's say 20 years, do they have a competitive advantage over you? No, not at all, right? Most detailers stay a one-man band. Most detailers, don't go and get a bigger shop or more vans or more employees. Like most detailers don't do that. So don't think like, oh, well, he's been in business for 10 years, man. Like, I can't outbeat that. It's like he's still only doing 1 car a day, 2 cars a day. You're saying in your area, he's taking all the work, that there's no one else that's going to go to him, that's going to go other than him? Is that what you're really telling me right now? No, it's a limited belief, right? You're telling me there's not going to be another detailer in your area over the next 50 years that will start and grow a bigger business than the other detailers that have been for 10 years? You're saying that's never going to happen? You're saying no one else, let's say in any state, will be is able to achieve that? Of course not. Like it's naive to think that. And again, it's a limiting belief. It's you telling yourself, oh, there's too many detailers. That means I can't be successful. Oh, there's too many cheap detailers. Oh, so that means I can't charge a premium price. Says who? Says who says you can't do that? Literally yourself, right? And if there's other detailers in your area that are being cheap, that can't, that aren't charging a premium price, that doesn't mean that in your area, that in your market, you can't charge a premium price. That just means those detailers, those businesses don't know what they're doing. I say this example all the time. Anytime I mention the price that we offer, right? Like when I do like a detail breakdown or like I post something on Instagram, I mean, people just start to flock like, oh my God, you're charging. What where do you live, man? I can't charge those prices in my area, right? Because people think, oh man, I'm just charging this super, this super high price. There's detailers in my area within 5 miles of here that are having a hard time charging half of what I charge or half of what we charge. Now, why is that? Now, why is it that me in the same city offering just about the same services, someone else is having a much harder time charging the rates that we do? At that point, what's the problem? So here's another thing that I really want to focus in on, to where that you're not like, if you're not going to go out of business because you're a competition. That's not going to happen. There is no detailer in anywhere that's big enough to consume enough market share that it runs another business out of business, another detailer out of business. It's not happening, right? If you're talking about, a SaaS business too, or like a much bigger market cap, right? As far as their customer base. Yeah, there's a difference, right? Apple, right? It's hard to it's hard to overtake Apple. It's hard to overtake Google. It's hard to overtake Microsoft. It's hard to overtake Salesforce. Like yes, like they're like those are huge companies that have a large portion of the market share because they like are a $500 million company, a $1 billion company, a $800 million company. Like yes, like they are big players in the game, and you have a pretty big there's big competitors out there in other industries. But detailers, I'm telling you, there is no detailer in your area that's driving you out of business. If you're gonna go out of business, or if your business is not growing, or it's not operating at the level that you want it to, it's because of your own marketing, your own customer service, your own customer experience, your own lack of knowledge to generate a consistent flow of qualified leads. It's your lack of skill and confidence to communicate to a customer, to communicate the values and benefits of your services and why they're this price. Like that's what's gonna slow you down or stop you from growing your business. It's not that there's 10 other cheap detailers down the street, because that's never going to stop, right? Like from this point, like from this exact second that you're listening to this podcast, there will never. I thought I almost didn't hit record. I just looked over to my roadcaster over here, and I thought it wasn't recording. I got a little scared. So yes, like from this point on, like right now, there will never be any less competition, right? So right now, if you're concerned about competition, right? Competition, I say that in air quotes. If you're concerned about competition, if you're worried that, oh man, there's so many detailers now. Oh, there's so many cheap detailers. Oh, how do I compete with these cheap detailers? Oh, what am I supposed to do? It's never gonna get easier from now. Social media, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Google. It's just making it easier and easier and easier for other people to start their detailing business, to share their detailing experience, to start their business, to get customers. So if you are saying, oh, it's just not right now, there's too many detailers, it's only going to keep on compounding from now. It's only going to, quote unquote, get more competitive from right now. It's never going to get easier. And you cannot bank, or you can't hope on that factor of like, well, once they go out of business, then I can raise my prices, or then I can go get more customers. You can't hope to grow your business by the decrease of detailers, because it's never going to happen, right? Tools and products are getting more accessible as far as like polishers, right? Brushes, whatever. Like there's more affordable options, right? I guess you have your premium brands like the Rupes and such, but it's like there's a lot other affordable options out there, like the Mac Shines, that you can get a 15, a 21, a rotary for a very affordable price point. And it's like, it's only going to continue to happen, right? Tools, products, software, resources, it's only going to continue to get easier for someone to start their business. So don't be like, oh, well, it's just, there's so many detailers right now. There's going to be too many detailers at any point in time, right? Because you're lacking other things other than like, oh, how to detail, right? It's your limiting beliefs. I'm going to keep on going back to this one, because most of the things that you think you can or can't do simply comes from the mindset of like, oh, I can't do that. Says who? Says who you can't do that? Says who, like, you're not able to charge that much? Literally, says who? Because in your area, there's someone that's charging a premium price. And what's their reasoning, right? Why can they charge a premium price but you can't? Oh, because they've been in business for 10 years. Okay. But why is that a factor to it? It's because you're telling yourself it's a factor to it. Well, it's because, they have so many customers and they have so many reviews. Okay, yeah, so but why does that mean you can't do it? Well, no, it's just an excuse. It's literally you just saying, oh, well, I can't because I can't. That's literally what it is. That is literally, like, in the most literal way, that's what's stopping you. It's not a certification. It's not training. It's not tools and products. It's not having a pretty website. It's none of that. It's literally just you telling yourself, oh, no, I can't do that. So the question is what are you doing to significantly change the growth of your business, right? What are you doing to separate yourself from the 30 other detailers in your area? What are you doing? What are you truly doing? And I don't mean you have to be, innovative, revolutionary, groundbreaking. You don't have to do any of that. But what you have to understand is most businesses are barely doing enough to get by. Not even average, just doing enough to get by. So if you're just even an average detailer, an average business person, you will be miles ahead of the quote-unquote competition. And then if you actually put some effort into it, you actually allocate your time and energy to the proper things that are going to grow your business, then you're in the top 10%. So even if there is 30 other detailers in your area, I'm telling you, most of them don't know what they're doing. And I don't say this to be mean or rude or, downplay anyone, but most business owners, right? Again, HVAC, plumbers, mechanics, pest control, landscaping, most business owners don't know what they're doing. They are doing just enough to get by. So it's not a shot at anyone or any detailer like, oh, well, Oscar said it. No, it's most businesses. And I know this for a fact because when I was in all these, I think it's what I've been in two agencies. Every business owner, right, had no clue on the marketing side, had no clue how to attract customers or clients or leads or to generate or to generate traffic to their website, or like they just had no clue. And it's crazy how like you've been in business this long and have that big of a team without knowing what the basic fundamentals of marketing is. So what are you doing to be different? And again, different. I truly do not mean innovative, revolutionary, groundbreaking. I truly do not mean that. Because if you look at our business, I did not do anything that's like, whoa, so that's why Oscar's growing so fast, or that's why Oscar's past $10,000 per month. That's why so that's the secret. Nah, there's no secret. It's getting traffic, that some of that traffic converts into leads, and some of those leads convert into customers. I'm not doing anything groundbreaking. There's no special marketing that I'm doing. It's called search engine optimization, SEO, right? We ranked our website on the first page of Google. People click on that on my website when they search for Houston Auto Detailing. They read some of those, fill out a form. Some of those call us. We talk to them. We answer questions, and we book them into the calendar. And we're past $10,000 per month. Is there anything special than that? Is there anything crazy about that? Not at all. We run Google Ads. We spend about, I think, like $500 to $800 a month in ads. It's the same premise. We get our ad on the first page of Google for specific keywords. Some people will see that. Some people will click on that. They read our website. They either enter a form or submit a form or give us a call. Then we talk to them, answer some questions, book them in, and we keep on repeating that process. Is that anything special? Is that anything groundbreaking? Am I using a new platform, a new software? Nothing at all. No, not in any way. It's not sexy. It's not like, oh, so that's the crazy new thing he's doing. No, I've been doing this for now 7 years. It's the exact same process, right? When we worked at agencies, there was nothing groundbreaking. It's like, oh, you want more traffic? Yeah, for your business, SEO. Oh, you want to run ads? Okay, Google Ads. And then you can deviate a little bit from that, right? Facebook ads, Instagram ads. But it's the main platforms. It's like it's a tried and true things that are going to grow your business, right? So you got to answer that question to yourself. What are you doing to significantly change the growth of your business, the path of your business? What are you doing to separate yourself from the other detailers, right? And again, I'm thinking about fundamentals, right? It's literally caring about the customer, making sure they have a great customer experience, making sure you're on time, making sure they're always in the loop of communication, making sure that they're happy with the results, right? It's very basic things, but I'm telling you, that in itself, a lot of detailers lack. So what are you going to do over the next 30 days, over the next 90 days, over the next 12 months, over the next 24 months? Because you can sit here and bicker and complain and whine about, oh man, so many detailers and it's going to be so hard. Or you can say, I'm going to learn how to grow a business. It's totally up to you. So I think that's going to wrap up that podcast right there. Let me know if you guys agree or disagree by following. Also, quick side note is that I'm actually posting more on TikTok now. So if you guys are on TikTok, search for, and it's funny because I played myself because I created my TikTok account like months ago, and I connected it through Instagram. And at some point, like Instagram, not blocked off, but like it removed being able to sign in through Instagram to TikTok. So I lost my account that says Detail Groove. So I had to create another account that says Detail Groove Co. CO, which is like my website basically, detailgroove.co. And just funny because I literally like, what sucks because I can't sign in back to that Detail Groove one, which would be cool because it's just a username Detail Groove, but I don't have access to that one anymore. So I created another one that says Detail Groove Co. CO. So anyways, if you're on TikTok, you can follow me there. But I'll wrap it up right here. Again, if you are interested in using Jobber, you can get 14 days free, a free 14-day trial, plus 20% off your first 6 months. And this is the same software we've been using over the last 3+ years. I say that because far before they reached out to be a sponsor or before we collaborated at all, I was already using and paying for their software. I started off on their, I forget what's their plan called, but I was on their basic tier. And I was using that for months and months and months. And then as we grew, I went to their second tier. And then as we kept on growing, I went to the third tier. So that's why it's like I've been using and paying for their software for years before they even reached out to me to become an ambassador. So you can click the link down below to check that out, or the ultimate guide to start your detailing business. You can check out my Instagram, just check the description box down below. Or if this is on audio form, just check the show notes and you can find everything there. Thank you very much for tuning in to this podcast episode, and I'll talk to everyone on the next one. Bye-bye.